This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
And aboard U.S. Navy ships at sea, watching today's race live via the American Forces Network, and caution out for the first time today, Chad Blunt in the 66 car.
And we'll probably see a replay. I think what happened, Rich Markle in the 68 car was up high trying to get to pit road, and I think Chad Blunt in the 66 car, who had really made some moves from starting dead last, couldn't avoid him and had to spin. Rich Markle since has taken his car to the garage area. At the start-finish line, as Shane Neal gets into the back of him. He gets back on the tail of the lead lap, but Ron Hornaday, look at it, wide, they spin. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Lap 164.
Look at the damage there to the front, right front of Ron Hornaday. That's not going to be good for this place. And with all that said, nobody's going to get back on the lead lap.
Scott Riggs back to the start-finish line with the lead. Let's take a look at what happened.
This is going through 1 and 2. There you see Shane Mill goes up the racetrack and just comes back down on Ron Hornaday. It's one thing to try to stay on the lead lap. It's another thing to get into the leaders like that.
Right in front of those two cars.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
27 car of Joey Clanton has gone around. Caution out for the 4th time on lap 231.
Now, I think who's going to determine the outcome of this race is possibly, if these cars come to pit road, who can get off pit road the quickest. And we may see a little bit of a gamble with some right side tires, but I'm going to tell you what, I know what DW will be telling me right now. Look, I've been out there for 70-something laps. Give me 4 tires or I ain't a-leaving. I'm on fresh tires. It's going to get him a good finishing position. It won't win the race, though. But you know what? Considering where he was back about a few laps ago, this will be a good run for Ron, good rebound for that team.
Hornaday led twice for 51 laps until he got tangled up with a lap car of Shane Meal on lap 164. Meal was penalized for rough driving, but Hornaday fights back.
Now the car that's starting to fade is Jason Keller's teammate Scott Riggs in the 10. In fact, he has his hands full of Mike Bliss in the 20 car. That's a battle for 3rd. Something just happened to Mike Bliss. Something just happened to the 20 car coming down the front stretch.
Bliss slows down between turns 1 and 2. There you see Hornaday go by.
And David Strimmy in that 1 car, that moves him up into the 5th position. Yes, like Mike Bliss has went down a cylinder. Remember, he's had 2 DNFs in a row. So he's going to try to nurse this thing home. 6 more laps. 6 to go as Jason Keller comes in stride.
Keller got off to a slow start this season, but comes to Milwaukee 5th in points. 17 points behind Hornaday when this race started.
I'm going to tell you what, this battle for 4th right here, David Ruderman in the 87, David Strimmy in the outside in the 1 car, Ron Hornaday in the 2, and now they pull up right to the back of Scott Riggs in the 10. So that's actually a battle for the 3rd spot. I just feel like that move was a good move for David Strimmy and Ron Hornaday. They were far enough back in the pack, nothing to lose putting those 4 fresh tires on. Strimmy's going to go all the way from 5th to 3rd, about a half a lap. That's probably as far as he's going to get to go, though.
Jason Keller has a healthy lead while we watch this battle. Hornaday underneath Scott Riggs in the 10, but Rudeman's below
him. Look at
him.
them, they're 3 wide off turn 4. You can run 2 wide, but 3 wide don't work.
Hornaday has battled back all the way into the 4th position.
David Green, our points leader in the 37 car, he just moved by Stacy Compton. He has those 4 tires we keep talking about that moved him up into the 7th position. And just right behind this group, as we see Jason Keller comes across the stripe. There'll be 3 laps to go. Todd Bodine in the 92 car. The reason these guys are in the position they are in points, they continue to turn bad days into good days. They came to pit road, they got their 4 tires, and he's up in the 9th position as he just went by Bobby Hamilton Jr. And it looks like the day for Mike Bliss may be done. He's going to have 3 DNFs in a row. He's barely moving at the end of the backstretch. But I tell you who's moving as he comes 2 laps to go. In fact, the caution is out. The caution is out, but we get the 2 laps to go. That probably was the race right there. The red flag number for the day was 5 laps, so we will not get this race restarted. Anything 245 laps or less, we would get a red flag. So that may have been the race right there for Jason Keller. Brian Vickers came across in second. David Stremme in the 1 car came across in third. Ron Hornaday in fourth. And David Ruderman came across in fifth.
Well, it's been 38 races between wins for Jason Keller.
He'll get the white flag this time, Steve.
So all he'll have to do is cruise around for his 10th career NASCAR Busch Series victory. It'll be his first win of this season, his first win at Milwaukee, his 4th top 5 in the last 4 races here at the Milwaukee Mile. See Ron Hornaday congratulate Jason Keller.
Yeah, look, just looking at our top 5, you know, we talked about the strategy of those guys, and I know I've talked about it about every lap, but really paid off for that 3rd and 4th place car. David Stremme in the 1, Ron Hornaday in the 2. Came to pit road, got their 4 tires, and it has paid off.
And look, Jason's kept his Harley-Davidson sticker. I was sure that was going to be out the window.
The speed has slowed down, so now the sticker's back in place.
I think he'll make it around to the checkered flag. So big day for Jason Keller and the PPC Racing team. Keller was winless in the 2003 season after winning 4 times a year ago.
He'll become the 11th different winner in 17 races. This right here, when he sees the checkered flag, that officially marks the halfway point of the 2003 Busch Series season.
So it's Keller, Vickers, Ron Hornaday, David Stremme, David Ruderman in the top 5 as Keller's team celebrates a much-needed victory.
Yeah, all of our top points guys came home with a good finish. David Green finishes 6th, Scott Riggs finishes 7th, Todd Bodine. In fact, the top 3 in points finished 6th, 7th, and 8th.
So Jason Keller wins the GNC 250 here at the Milwaukee Mile. We'll take a break and come back and talk to your winner.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.